How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is Monday, and this starts a week of hauling. Did a lot of purchasing over the past 2 weeks, and we're going to start dragging a lot of it home and going through it, seeing what we got. So, of course, we're going to start everybody off with the most boring vehicle first. Was just sitting on an auction, waiting for a piece of equipment to sell that you'll see a little bit later that I'm going to be hauling out. And this Equinox came up. Engine power, no crank, $400. So we're just going to assume that it probably has a locked up engine, and we're going to rip the wheels off of it and cut the cats off and haul it up to the scrapyard. But I only had half a day today to get something picked up, so I wanted to do something. As you can see, the level of care for this vehicle with my straps, chains, don't worry about it, we're not going far. Be cool if we could get it running though, because it's actually a decent car. It would detail out nice. I think it's a 2015 or 16, 180,000 miles. So we're going to get this one home. I'll probably grab a wrench and see if the engine's free. And then that'll very quickly make our decision up as to what's happening with this one. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but this is the J.J. Kane yard in South Beloit. They do a lot of telecom, gas company, that type of stuff. I buy a lot from them. This blue 6-liter that I'm driving is actually from one of their sales in Tacoma, Washington. They're a nationwide auction company. Been using this blue truck a lot. Mainly just because I like driving stick. So we're gonna get this one home and see what we got.
Monsters are living under your bed, 'cause they are the voices in your head.
Jam 'em. So I said I would probably never sell this tractor, but that's always famous last words for me. After having it advertised for a couple of months, I finally had a guy willing to step up to pay what I was looking for, and my 706 is gone. The caveat was he asked me to deliver it to him just south of Grand Rapids, Michigan. So that took up most of my Tuesday and put me a day behind. So that's gone. Now back to flips. What's going on, everybody? It is day 2 of hauling, and I am driving through Oshkosh, Wisconsin right now. About 10 minutes away from my destination, picking up a truck that I purchased last Wednesday in an online sale. So I'll catch up with you when we get there. We'll take a quick look at it and get it loaded up. Today we're learning about safety. Safety cones. Put your cones in the right spot. So once all your cones are set up, you're going to want to put on your harness. Now, in order to put your harness on, you got to remove your safety. You got to take your safety off, otherwise the harness won't fit tight against your body, and that's just not safe. Then you're going to use the safety harness to get into the safety basket. Absolutely nothing whatsoever against those guys. I just happened to show up right at the wrong time when they decided to do their safety meeting in the only entry driveway to that yard during normal auction pickup hours. So I ended up having to sit there for just over an hour while they did that. So in the meantime, I decided to entertain myself. But eventually we got the truck picked up, and I just kind of halfway loaded it down and got the heck out of there so that I could get moving. So here's our truck. They were doing training at the place where I was picking it up. It's a Alltech service center. So I wanted to just get it loaded in and out. I actually just kind of shoved it on the trailer with the duals still on it, and I gave it about 15 miles to see how it go, and it was wandering back and forth pretty bad. So I pulled over. I'm in Oshkosh right now. I'm at like a park boat launch, but I popped the outer duals off and moved it forward about a foot, and it looks like it's sitting pretty good on the truck right now. So this is a 2009 F350. It's a V10 two-wheel drive, just a basic fiberglass utility truck, but it has a 3,200 pound Venturo, which is Versalift crane on it. So this would be a good starter mechanic truck for somebody. Crane remote, everything's in here, but they reinforce them. The fiberglass, a lot of guys don't like them. They're just not as beefy, but the nice thing about them is they won't rot away to nothing. And then it's got these nice drawers that pull out to both sides, but nothing special, just a cheap little service truck. I'll get it home, get some pictures of it, and then I actually got to wrap this up quick here right now and get back on the road, because I'm hoping to get home, get this unloaded, and then get down to Elgin, Illinois to pick up a F450 that I purchased from there. So let's get after it. How's it going, everybody? It's now Thursday. I didn't record a lot of this because things kind of went sideways, but where I left you yesterday was we picked up that truck from Neenah, Wisconsin. We were heading home, and then I dropped that truck off and immediately left to go down to Elgin, Illinois to pick up a F450 that I bought. Got down there, got the truck loaded. I just took my little bumper pull down there. I was told the truck ran and drove, so I threw this truck on my bumper pull and then started heading back home with the 450. About 2 or 3 miles into my drive, I let my foot off the gas to start hitting the brake to come to a stop, and the engine died. I lost, at that point, power steering and brakes. So that got a little sketchy, and got the truck restarted with starting fluid. I haven't put a minute worth of time into trying to figure out why. Happened again. This time I was a little more prepared for it. And then I ended up getting the truck to a grocery store parking lot in Elgin, where I took this truck back off the trailer and then just left that truck for the night. So right now, that F450 is on my gooseneck, and I am heading home. I don't know how it's going to work out time-wise, but at this point, I have roughly 4 hours, which won't happen, to drop this truck, get to South Beloit for JJ Kane, which is where we were for that Equinox, to pick up the other big item that I purchased, hence the gooseneck, and then drop that off, and then go from Harvard all the way to Round Lake to pick up a bunch of turf equipment that I purchased last Saturday. I don't think that's all going to happen, so I need to start kind of figuring out what makes the most sense. The only real time constraint that I had for all of this was, I bumped this thing up. The only real time constraint that I had for all this is there's a live auction tomorrow at the yard where I plan on consigning about 8 of the turf equipment pieces that I purchased. So I was hoping to just kill 2 birds with 1 stone, go up there for the auction. There's not really much I'm interested in. They're doing like a kind of like a classic car deal. There's like 25 kind of, there's some square body Chevys, just cool stuff. Maybe buy something to drive around for the summer, take it to cruise nights, and slap a for sale sign in it. But it's not the end of the world if I miss that sale, but I do need to get up there anyways to drop off that equipment. So we'll see how it all pans out. I'll do a quick great value walk around of this truck once I get back to the house, but I at this point have just shy of 4 hours to get this home, load this big lift, take it home, and then get to Haynesville. I feel like if I get there any time after like 3:15, I'm just gonna be an asshole because I've got 22 items there. So we'll see how it all pans out. I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. So here is what I needed the big trailer for. It's early 2000s Genie 60-foot man lift. Actually got some house projects to do. Take some trees down and replace some gutters. So I figured this would be a nice thing to own for a couple of months. My plan is to pretty much own it and use it until probably June or July, and then take it to an auction. I personally get sketched out selling these, pretty much anything that'll put a guy in the air. So I don't do bucket trucks, I don't do anything like that. So I'll probably end up taking this back and selling it at a different auction. It's kind of one of those things where most of my tree quotes were close to what I paid for this thing. So even if I get my money back, I will be incredibly happy. The primary boom cylinder either needs to be repacked or it's a valve issue. It drifts down slowly. Other than that, it's 100% functional. The secondary boom, the actual like Z part of the scissor, works without issue. So 372,000 mile truck, 9,000 pound trailer, and best I could find on Richie specs is this thing weighs 22.4. So luckily we're nice and close to home. We're all chained down and ready to get out of here. Come on, there you are. Morning. Today is our last day of hauling, and everything in that row you see behind me needs to make it onto this trailer. Let's go take a look. So this is a big like lawn and landscape equipment dealer in Northern Illinois. They do an annual auction every spring. So this entire section here, with the exception of this Toro, is mine. So just take a quick look through here. The way I do this is all these aerators and sod cutters and mowers and stuff like that I retail, and then pretty much any of these 3-point attachments or anything that looks pretty specific. We got a 96-inch tailgate spreader for a dump truck, big 84-inch John Deere sweeper broom. We've got some 3-point attachments there, tiller, All the mowers will come home with me, and we'll retail those, with the exception of this Jacobson. These do pretty well up at the auctions. So yeah, this is all of my stuff. This piece will actually go to rental. I'll keep this for a rental unit. It's got new chains and a brand new engine. The cover's kind of beat up, but I have one already in rental use that the cover is actually really nice. So we'll make a nice aerator out of that. Jacobson front mower, 72-inch Exmark zero turn. I have 4 of these propane 52-inch walk behinds. I might keep one of those for my property, or this 72-inch zero turn. These are pallet forks, but they're all 3-point. They have these holes here for you to put bale spikes in as well. So kind of an interesting little setup. 3-point rototiller. More of these walk behinds, 48-inch gasoline walk behind. I guess I got 5 of these. I thought I only had 4. 52-inch John Deere stander. This is a Clausen. You can use these as a power rake or as an overseeder. This hopper on the front, and change the tines out to more of like a knife style. And then you've got an overseeder. Swap that bar out to ones with just the flailing knives, and it's pretty much like a mini flail mower, but it's a power rake. So yeah, we're gonna try and get as much of this stuff, hopefully all of it, on the trailer, and see what happens. And we're good. Well, this is all the stuff that's coming back to my house. All these mowers, aerators, sod cutter, overseeder, all the mowers except for that Jacobson. So that seeder, salt spreader, broom, pallet forks, so that back there behind it, rototiller, and then that Jacobson mower, that set of wheels and tires, and then there's a 3-point pulverizer. I'm just gonna run home with this, grab my 6-liter with my bumper pull, come back, grab that stuff, and then shoot that stuff straight north. All right, so we made it home. Got the 6-liter started and got the trailer hooked to it. I'm gonna steal my straps off of here and then head back there for that second load. And then that second load is gonna go straight to Wisconsin. So I didn't actually record anything for the rest of the day. The load that you're staring at in this picture, I helped a buddy of mine do right as I was leaving to head up north with my second load. He came pulling into the yard and was about to load everything you see on that trailer, less than a week out from having his wrist completely reconstructed with plates and rods and screws after shattering it, falling off of his semi. So I stuck around for an extra couple hours, helped him load all that stuff, and then we both cannonballed up to Wisconsin to get our stuff consigned in. So with that, recording wasn't at the top of my mind, but all that stuff got dropped off at the yard. That sale date is April 25th and 26th. So if I remember, I will try and take you all along for that. Usually buy some stuff out of there, sell some stuff out of there, and should be a good time. With that being said, that wraps up our week of hauling. Burned like 178 gallons of diesel, about 1,600 miles, and kind of boring. We only did 4 states, but all in all, pretty decent week. Everything is home, and also everything is where it needs to be, not at home. So The next couple days here are going to be pretty nice, and I'm going to start going through all those items. So stick around. I'm going to try and get another video out to you guys in the next, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 days tops. At least just doing walk around, start, run, drive, operate, all the stuff that made its way here. And then we can start getting a lot of it cleaned up and prepped for sale while I'm waiting on titles. So be sure to stick around for that. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.